Okay. So, how many of you have heard of Stanley Parable? I bet the answer is basically all of you. Have you played Stanley Parable before? No, but I've watched a lot of Let's Plays. Until the computer is barely visible. Which will be fine. And right now, it is 1:24 a.m. Boston space, got it, okay. I think we should be fine then. Like I said, everyone's probably heard of this game before, and I mean, hell, I feel like almost as many people have watched someone play the game before if they haven't played it all. But fuck it, I want to try to do my own video on it because I have the game, might as well play it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. My bad. I guess you can also right click just to move forward.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Why? Because you're persistent?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Got it.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Yeah, if I can find that. Aha!
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
I think we just passed that. Aha!
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so. Now, back to door number 437. Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
I don't know if I've been in a. I don't think I've really been in an office before, but I'm pretty sure this is the copy
All right,
machine.
back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
So anyway, I guess while we're in the middle of doing this. No, wait, no, hold on a second.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
How the fuck do you expect me to do that, sir? Well, it doesn't look like 419 is here. Aha!
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Will do.
We've almost got it.
Nice.
Now the copy machine, do that one again. Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
There is an ending that you can get by climbing on this desk and through the window. I don't know how to do that. There isn't exactly a jump button here. Whatever.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, he didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, sure, that's exactly what I want to do.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
That's such a nice room. Can I sit down? Have a nice cup of coffee? I don't know why I thought he was a New Yorker or something.
Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
What do you mean? There's a vending machine.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I feel like there's some glitches in the Matrix here. Alright.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Fuck off! Well, I guess we can take this time in the break room to mention that I finally got a double S on rice shower. Just now, actually.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Did you know? Could have sworn the ending was different.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yeah, I know I am.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Well, I got on the desk.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along.
Wow!
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
Huh?
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Hey, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different?
Yeah.
Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay. Guess we gotta restart.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe, I don't know.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Sure thing, bud.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That sounds like what I would have done. This will ensure a calm and safe environment. This definitely sounds like corporate related stuff. Hold on. I thought my eyeglass cleaner was gonna work. Huh? Ah!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
What do you mean? This broom closet's awesome!
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
And your point is?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Fuck all, you mean? But just say fuck all.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Because fuck you, that's why.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. It didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
And your
I never
point
would
is?
have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
No, they won't.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Doesn't decompose immediately?
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Player 2 here.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I come into a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Dialogue? I'm having fun with this game, and I've already experienced everything. What the? Huh? Oh. I've got the feeling mine is for ceiling, but not yours, of course. Sergeant, that's a lovely purse. I'm gonna pretend that's exactly what that said. Can I open up the toilet? Can I open up the toilet? Apparently not. I can close this door, though. What the? It's a double hinge door? Hmm.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Huh.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
I have to know.
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Hold on, let me just try something.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
What the?
2845.
Why do I have this voice in my head that's telling me it might be?
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ooh. Wait, what? Okay. This is the elevator. Hi there, elevator.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to
Why
him?
do I keep
This
hitting all these
question would
buttons?
not
What
go
even is the
unanswered
point of
for long.
this? Oh, that's loud.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Why would I ever want to go into the mind control facility?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
This is a long-ass hallway.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
This is a long hallway. That can't be good. Well, surely it's not going to be that bad. What's down there?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped
What are those
forever in
things?
his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Oh my god, that's close. Please let me get out of here. Uh-oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What else is it gonna do?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I was? Hmm. This is weird. The button sound. Huh? Hmm. I mean... What's the difference between a duck and what else? What do you mean it wasn't your intention? uh, huh?
pushing. Does that sound plausible to you? Stanley stood on the roof. And finally, he pushed the number 6. Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook. Stanley walked over the bridge. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding.
How do you leave this place again?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No.
I don't know, can
perhaps
I?
not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Whoops. Hold on. There we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I mean, sure, why not?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
You know what? Maybe this is kind of all-in.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Hmm.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Where am I?
Ah, you've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome. You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more.
Yeah.
And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
I'll be honest, you probably could have picked a catchier title.
Good job, you did it. Good job.
Yeah!
3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's ending. Now it's ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
I think it was more than 5 times. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe, I don't know.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Got it. I think I have to hurry up to my boss.
Yet there was not a single person
but
here
I need
either.
to find out.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Well, thank you. I was gonna go back and go with the keypad again, but okay. Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
What the hell could possibly be here?
Lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know if I'm a big boy for. I don't know if I'm enough of a big boy for this, but
Now
guess we
the
will
monitors
find
jumped
out.
to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building,
that guy.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
427. Is that?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it.
No.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I gotta go see what's out there. Huh?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
What the hell is
Stanley
all this?
decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had
They
defeated the
inside.
machine,
I'm about to see it once and for
unshackled
all.
himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Thank
It
you.
was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I think we beat the game, guys. That's the end of the video. No, I'm just kidding. I think there's also an achievement for that if you have to speedrun it, but
Already this was uncomfortable,
Huh?
and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
let me fuck it. Huh? Hmm. Hmm. You know, it's awfully weird. The fuck is that?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I though?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did I?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I guess I can.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I mean, red is my favorite color. Why can't I go to this door? But I don't really feel like listening to you right now, old man.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Fuck off, please.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Well,
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end,
Yeah,
it
sure
was
you
all
did.
for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help
It's a nice
elucidate these
orange
strange
room,
and
like, just what you
unknowable
have for
desires
writing.
of yours. What would have made this game
Wait, hold
better?
on.
What
What
did
the
you
hell's that?
want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Yes.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Yes, I want to see
Tell you what.
those.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
What if I don't?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
How many times do I have to tell you this, old man? Fuck off.
One? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a one? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that?
Tell him.
But I guess it isn't my
Get the reminder
place
to
to
fuck
judge.
right off.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Huh? Oh, it's a leaderboard. Good old Neil. 2 seconds? 4 seconds? What? This seems preposterous.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game
you're
I've been
taking it,
working on,
Nori?
and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
No,
You wouldn't
I
mind
don't wanna
taking a
do
look at
that.
it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it
I
up.
want to play an actual video game, not play test.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world
riveting, huh?
will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you
nobody
give
got
it
time for
4
that.
hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Just don't do that. Fuck them kids.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Yes.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try.
Do my own
I'm out.
plate,
I'm out.
asshole.
I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain?
Sure. What do you got?
What do we have
I'm
here?
gonna play an RPG.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
Something
What is our
stupid?
motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying
Oh,
on
so
innocent
Aquaman.
civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
What happened to these
Yes, that must
No,
be it.
I'm not gonna
What
finish
a
the fucking
fascinating
sentence.
venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Oh, I was just about to open the door myself. You know, I don't think you heard me. I said I wanted to play RPGs. This does not look like an RPG. Can I go now?
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
What?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh,
Wait,
thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that
I don't like
That
open world games. That
thing,
was rude.
a big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game, preferably something with walls, something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now,
I mean,
this
yeah,
is
sure,
game
but
design.
what even is the point of this game
Stanley,
except
if you
for having
manage to get
haunting
lost in this
songs?
game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Like, seriously, what's the point of this game except for monster cats?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley,
Yeah.
I think it's sports
soccer
ball.
with
What
cars.
fun. We shall run
And
the
monster
bases
cat
and do a
music.
touchdown
But
together.
emphasis on the monster
Yeah,
cats.
I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, hello. Where's the monster cat? Where is it? Where's the monster cat?
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure... Hold on, what are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
I think you're trying to go farther away at that point. Finally, cabinets. They lied to me! Huh? The fuck is this? What kind of horror game are we in? Well, at least the narrator's gone, so I don't have to hear that fuck ass for the rest of my life. What was that? Hmm. Why is... What? What? Why does this have just like a random light? Okay. Hey, it's 427. Wait. This isn't the room that I knew. What the fuck? Huh. What?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
What? Can I grab my coffee mug? What does it say? I hate Mondays? Oh, I mean, this last Monday was
Wait,
actually not that bad.
Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Okay, whatever. Guess we're just gonna leave the door open.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Are you sure? Okay, fine. Yes, he did.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please,
Jack
take
it
your
off,
time.
obviously. Do not open the door. I'm gonna be here for at least half an hour. Half an hour later.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, sure I did. What the hell is out here? Nothing? I wish it could open up like that in the first place. Why the fuck are we putting a gun to a panda's head? What's with the mumbling? What the? Huh? What even was the point of that? What a ripoff! Do I wanna?
Here's the door.
Huh? Hmm. Let's go put the broom closet in it, everyone. Wait, why is it darker in here? Why does it look darker in here? Oh, there we go. Seems eerily quiet now. Hmm. For some reason, I feel like I'm alone with my thoughts. I could have sworn there was a voice that was talking to me earlier. Huh? This door wasn't open before. You are now leaving? To where? Huh. I'm gonna just strafe my way into the stairs. That'd be funny. Can I take the elevator? feel like that would be faster. Escape pod, launch bay. Are we gonna get lunch? Huh? What the? Sure. What? I thought I was gonna escape. Also, quick little side note. Every time I've seen the deluxe version being played, there was a certain ending that I got that I don't think I've ever seen anyone even be slightly aware of. And that, of course, was the jump off the railing ending.
Someone was following Stanley.
Huh?
He was sure of it.
What?
If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
What the? Huh? Huh? What was that? What was that? Huh? Huh? Huh?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
That
Perhaps he
guy's
wanted to
almost a
stop
mess.
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Hmm.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
Really? I thought it was just a nice place to take a break. I think you're overthinking this a little bit, narrator.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Let me just kick back and relax.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
That seems like a stupid reason.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Yeah, sure I did.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Alright, sure.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
What happened
We
to
would
this hallway?
both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Huh? Does it matter which story it's in? I'm gonna assume
What do
no.
we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Oh, pretty lights. What's down here?
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I want to see how big of a fall I can actually
Please,
survive.
no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Oh, sure, I guess. I can barely walk. Oh, the lights are green now.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Everything feels blurry all of a sudden. Yeah. I like the red lights, but they're hurting my eyes. I'm gonna go back.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Sorry, my eyes are hurting.
No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
I don't know at this point. I don't know why I'm doing this. My legs are already broken. Hey, Mr. Narrator? Could you maybe call an ambulance? I think that would actually make us both happy.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
I don't know if I can make it. That seems closer. I'm surprised I didn't die there. Considering I'm pretty sure my back got hurt and all of that.
My God, Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Can't you just go out there yourself? I don't care if you don't technically have a physical body. You can move your voice. You can move your fucking voice ass over to that room if you want to. Give me like 10 minutes. Maybe I'll make it to the top of the stairs. Oh god. Okay. Why do I see blood on the floor? Ugh. Oh, there we are. We're actually kind of close. Okay, maybe don't try walking backwards. Goodbye, cruel world.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Huh? Let's make a mad dash! My legs hurt like fucking hell, but god damn it. Oh, there's more blood. Geronimo!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
For one-handed walking.
When Stanley came to a set of two
You're trying
open
to fool
doors,
me?
he entered the door on his left.
I don't know about that.
This was
fucker.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did I? That's not what I remember.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. In his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Sorry
Good
about that.
job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Shut up.
and Stanley knew
Let me
it
do my own
perfectly
thing.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room?
I've heard
I
weirder
mean-
things.
Truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
Let's break the light. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Nope.
Yes, really, really worth
All right,
it.
fuck
But
off.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Why is there an elevator here?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Hello?
from here, it's, left.
No, I think it's right. Why am I not? Why is the door not opening? Fine.
Oh, no.
Huh?
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
What? Okay, so I was right.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
No. Let me move somewhere. I don't care.
Let's see, we went down, right, left, down, left, right.
Yeah, we know what the Punjabi code is. Thank you very much.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
But what if I want to go over there? I don't have a choice, do I? Whoever's the owner of this fucking truck, you left your lights on. What?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Is
Quick,
it?
Stanley, close your eyes.
I've already seen this.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what?
Yeah.
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
Well,
Everything should be...
mistake.
Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you
What makes you think I
move the
could do
story
that?
somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right
Yeah,
here just a minute
exactly.
ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Hmm. Oh, well, good luck going through there.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
But I was having fun.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I guess.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The
fuck happened here?
story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and
Yeah, I was about to
retrace our
say,
steps.
because it seems like we were just running in a circle. In a skirkle. Skirkle. Huh? What the fuck? Huh?
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is
that
this the
makes two of
story?
us.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
Yeah,
Is that
this is a
correct?
log cabin.
Do you
Well,
remember, Stanley?
It's
Well,
a
do you know
cabin,
what?
for sure.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
You're saying I cheated?
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Huh? What the fuck?
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
What if we don't do that?
No, I'm down. We're living it up to the line from now on.
Fuck off. Come on. Let me do my own thing. As well as my wife. Wait, do I even have a wife? Yeah, I'm not gonna think too much on that.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
No.
Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective
Yeah, sure, I'm
experience
gonna
of
walk in
this
the hall for a
office,
second.
is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yeah, I also have the same question.
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley,
Ooh.
this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure
Yeah,
you study
okay,
it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
This is a nice fern, though. Alright, sure. I think I've looked at that long enough. And hard
Wait,
enough.
what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
So about that fern.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
And I have always wanted to go through this door.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I don't think that's architecturally possible. What the fuck?
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I'm not looking.
Ah,
Oh, hello.
good choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I thought you were gonna... Huh?
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't
Also, for
want
the
the game to
record,
keep
Mr.
restarting.
Narrator,
I don't
both
want to
doors
forget
would
what's
lead to-
going on.
Both doors
I don't
would
want to be
lead to
trapped
here,
like this.
so-
I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're
Yes.
always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What the? What's that?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Wait, I had an office? Since when? What are you talking about, narrator? Huh? About time.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I feel like I've done more endings than usual to get to here.
Hello,
What's over there?
and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yes.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
You know what? Yeah, why not?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
very
it's
light.
just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Go!
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Let's go!
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Holy shit, I can jump! New content, the jump circle. Can to jump outside of this? No.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yeah, 10 jumps left. Fine, I guess I could save those for later. Maybe.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Yes.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
Where's the
I'm
jump
ready for
circle?
whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying
That's
the new
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a
That's a
cheap
chair in here.
expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Oh, so
It's
what
my
you're saying
fault,
is
Stanley.
you're
I
gonna
built up
cancel
too
them.
much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Fine. I don't recognize this place.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Huh?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Holy shit!
I call
What
it
is this
the
place?
memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
No. I definitely think to some extent you're underestimating games of today. But I'm also not exactly saying you have a point. Well, that you don't have a point, I mean. A trip down memory lane.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
Really?
It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now,
Well, we got
it's
Persona
nothing.
5 is all the rage.
It's no games at
so-
all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's
But
just
also-
a husk now.
But
A
also, that
lifeless husk
Persona 4
with
was
an
the thing.
hour of new elevator content.
Can I just hide down there? This is also much memory for this shit. So.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Ah,
The
I remember
Stanley
GameSpot.
Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Sorry. Hmm.
These were simpler times, Stanley, but I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Well, probably mostly. Steam reviews can definitely be a lot worthless.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Up your ass. So. What else would expect the answer to be? Huh?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Not
You
really.
can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. But dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Like Jim? I'm gonna pick something real quick. don't know what the hell is happening right now. Ah, ah, ah. What's this random ass palette doing here? Alright.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay, maybe I take back what I said about you not being preachy. Huh? What the fuck happened? Why did everything back there turn black?
And here it is. Go. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto.
Sorry about that.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. So I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works.
Maybe.
Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial, something along the lines of, "This game is the best game." Let me start over. How about this? "From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality." Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
What?
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley, not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been.
The fuck is that sound? Get me out of here!
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, "Entertain us." It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, "He's talking too much," they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being.
Hello? Mr. Narrator?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Huh? Come on. Just forget. What the fuck happened? What am I hearing? At least we have lighting here again. Should we get a cleaning crew for this? What? Oh, we're getting a nuclear fallout or something? What the fuck is going on? What happened? It's probably been like 10 billion years at this point. Huh? What the hell happened to this building? What do you mean I can climb on it? Where are we going? Huh?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content!
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I think we could continue for at least a couple more endings.
You see,
Bye,
Stanley,
Ocean.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh. For 2.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, maybe I can kind of understand where you're getting at, Mr. Narrator, sir. The Stanley Parable 2. Because I guess these are all the different fonts for such an idea. 2! 2 sides of the same coin, you could say.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
I can kind of believe that, yeah. New content, audience! New features? Oh, shit, I wonder what they would be. You can... Never mind.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Is that me? Holy shit, I think that's me. Please, no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Alright, whatever you say. I can't believe it's that simple. Sure, let's go for it. I love easy achievements.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel, to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Why do you have to lie to me?
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The one that features your mom. Obviously. The infinite hole! That's what she said! Get a bit faster.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
What the? Suddenly we're in the Tower of Terror.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Yeah, what if I don't do that?
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Well, you know what? I pissed off my OBS, so I'm not gonna do that again.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're
There's
doing
definitely
right
an
now,
ending
but
to this. I don't know what
forever.
you're saying.
There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley.
Thanks.
I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was 20 feet. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem.
How dare you accuse me of that?
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Oh, for heaven! You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
Yeah, that's what she
A
said.
normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
No hug.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
A very aggressive divot. Yeah, that's a new sentence right there.
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is
Sorry about that.
you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Can't I just jump out? Like, let's just jump out.
Is the, teleport
Sorry about that.
button not working? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Hey! Hold on a second. So I need to keep pausing. But I guess it's also my bad that one of my keybinds for OBS is that button. Huh? Is anyone else seeing this? Guys, I think Hill might be awaiting us pretty soon. Yeah. This is a very nice looking sight. You make this sound so epic. Sure. Okay. Fuck is this? Hello? When did you become a Walking Dead?
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
Huh?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really truly focused on the whole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Or we could just restart. Alright.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Actually, I think we're gonna call it a night on this one. I might come back to this one just for more endings, because, frankly, I think God knows that there are a lot more of them. But it's almost 4 a.m. my time. I think it's time to go. At very least I got a new proper video for fucking once. So I guess with that being said, see you later.